This is Reverend Silas T. Sasquatch at the Ministry of the Internet, where we have never yet converted one soul for a dollar, but the offer does still stand. Now, if you may be guessing, the Reverend isn't much of a preacher, but what the hell? Who am I going to convert anyway? I'm in America. But that's got nothing to do with why we talk today. This is not a strong neighborhood. A lot of Hispanic people have moved in, and they bring in all their friends, and they work to bring these houses up to snuff. And you can see that in many migrant families. They stick tight, and they build what they have. They build it from the bottom up, and we rarely see that in America anymore. And that's why we support Bernie Sanders. In my obviously long life, he may be the first honest Democrat. There are some others. Jimmy Carter. I'm not going to overlook. He was a good man. But Bernie Sanders is in a different position and a different time in history, and we don't want to be too dramatic about it. But you can look all around you and see there are major problems to be fixed. And lip service from polished rich bitch politicians is never going to fix them. They've had decades to try. So it's stupid to make that kind of argument and say, oh, well, we'll continue the status quo. But the fact of the matter is the status quo sucks gigantic jagged boulders. It's, well, we don't need to talk about that further. You know it already. The problem is the rich choose to ignore it. If they don't see it, it never happened. Yet you know how that goes. We do know how it happens. We live it. We see it every day. We go out to VA, and quite a lot, regrettably, but it's necessary. So one thing we know for sure about the Veterans Administration clinics and the hospitals, you will absolutely never see a politician with the unmitigated gall to come out there and preach their phony crap about war. Come on, guys, let's get wasted and all over again. 55,000 the first time with the Gulf of Tonkin hoax by LBJ. And we don't even know how many people have died in the last 16 years. It's covered in so many layers of bullshit from the Pentagon. We have some idea how many Americans died. I have no idea really how many were killed. And they must be ashamed of it, or why are they not public about it? They hide every possible thing they can, and that's not acceptable in a free country. We want truth. And Bernie Sanders brings that to us stronger than perhaps I've ever seen it. And you can see from the screen, I've been watching for a long, long time. One thing I know from that is the absolute most dangerous person on the planet is a Republican who dresses up like a Democrat. We've been seeing that since Clinton forward, and what do you know? We've got another one. Say, oh yeah, I will go and bomb the hell out of Syria because why? Why? ISIS is a problem? Sure as hell not a problem here. A couple of punks have showed up once in a while. They have killed some people, sure enough. But man, relative to the effort to waste them in Syria, it's nothing but genocide in the face of that. They have no reason. So bring our people home. If you want to help from a distance, then do that. But right now, what is happening is not helping at all. It's just making another gigantic pile of dead people. And the GOP never sheds a tear over this sort of thing. They've never even shed a tear over what was done to the American Indians, which may be one of the most heinous examples of cultural genocide we've ever seen in history. Sure, there may be others, but that one is going to be damn tough to top. And the Republicans have no regrets about it whatsoever, with the only response being to it, the colonials had better weapons. If this is the word of Jesus, it's not the one I ever heard. And this damn cat down here is going to piss me off. So those aren't the words of Jesus. I don't know if cats piss Jesus off. I don't know if he even had one. Now here's your big philosophical question for the day. If a cat jumped up on the leg of Jesus, would it still stick him with his little claws to show Jesus how much he loves it? We don't know. We can only theorize. So we leave that for the interested student to pursue. So we stand for Bernie Sanders. It's kind of wobbly these days. It gets that way. But we see a whole lot of millennials, and every time we see a rally for Bernie Sanders, there are young people everywhere. And there we see the future of America. As we look at the other rallies, and they're all people who just stagger around big old tubs of lard, who offer nothing and never will, never have, except new and crooked ways to pile more money on themselves. We do not accept this. It is not America. That capitalism without socialism is fascism. Yeah, get that straight. We don't only want socialism, we need it, and it's already there anyway. Who the fuck do you think paid for the military? We did. Every little nut, bolt, and washer in a fucking aircraft carrier, and we paid for it. They reap the profits, and they never shed a tear, and they bear us no thanks. It's not acceptable. It wouldn't be acceptable anywhere on the planet. So, yes, we will stand. We will stand until they knock us down, and we have seen them shoot us before. It may happen again, but we will not stop. They've got the guns, but we've got the numbers. Jim Morrison. Those words stood in the 60s, they stand exactly the same today. Freedom, it's a right. It's a human right. And right now, we don't have it. So make it that way, millennials. I know you can do it. You can, you've got the numbers. 99% of success and victory is showing up. You must vote. You must. Whatever vote you will cast, you have got to be there or sit your ass down and bitch for another 8 years. And if you want that, fine, write it out, sit down and watch it on television. But don't be crying over the result. To succeed, you have to show up. I'm counting on you, millennials, because I'm damn sure going to do it, and I'll be looking for you there. Peace. Always. It has never changed since 1965. Thank you. Yeah, it's military too, isn't that a bitch? You can't shake it off in time. So, enough, stop.